Have you ever bought something, brought it home, looked at it a few weeks later and thought, why on earth did I buy that? Today I want to talk to you, brutally honest, about shops that cater for our age group and try to sell us clothes appropriate for our age. But honestly, they're making us look older and frumpier than we actually are. And they're the pieces that we regret buying. I'm breaking down the biggest culprits that the stores say are appropriate for our age. Tunics, and believe me, I have fallen for this. I have bought them in the past, absolutely bought them. You go into an elegant shop for our age, there are the tunics. The thing is, they made me, when I was wearing them, look quintessentially what the brands were expecting me to look like at 50 plus. I was past fashion and I was past caring. That was the label. That actually should be the label on the items, shouldn't it? Past fashion, past caring, this is for you. Over 50. We used to see these in TV shopping channels, but why abandon them? It's because they are giving us no shape whatsoever. And they do pigeonhole us into our age group. But looking back at the photos of me in my tunics, I did fight against it when I was wearing them. I tucked them in, at the front at least. But the problem is, with them, there's often too much material. There's so much material, they look bulky then around the hips when you do tuck them in, trying to solve that problem. Here's an example where I tried to create a waist definition by wearing a cropped jacket. That brought the eye to where the waist was hidden underneath the tunic. So if you have tunics, you don't want to throw them out, try these tricks. Here's an example of one that I just could not make work, and it was such a shame because it's a tunic length, but it's a fleece sweatshirt. It was very expensive from a very well-known high street brand, young brand, not an age brand, you know, one for our age. It was just a general brand, but it's too thick to tuck in, and I couldn't roll it up and keep it up. So I eventually gave it to charity last year. And that's the thing, if you find yourselves not wearing them, you wear it 3 times, that's it, you realise it's just not going to work for you, the chances are it never will. So you might as well just make room in your wardrobe by donating it. So what do I do now? I look for tops that in some form will acknowledge I've got a waist. Revolutionary concept, I know. But even if it's just a gentle nip in, it's got a shape that will allow me to tuck it in, it's either cropped so it actually comes to the waist anyway, like the ones I absolutely love from UNIQLO. I'm not going to repeat it because I will bore you. I'm a very big fan of the relaxed fit shirts that are around with the collars and you know, just normal button down, that we tuck in and then we can zhuzh out to hide our stomach if we need to, but it's acknowledging we've got a waist. And if you are apple shaped and you're worried about your belly, there is even solutions for that as well. And I will come on to better alternatives for when we want to hide our belly. Now, I will just say quickly, if you have just found me, I'm in my 60s and I make videos to help women our age look current without looking like we're trying to look 20 again. So please do subscribe if that sounds like you. It is absolutely free, and here's a QR code if you're watching on television, as I know quite a lot of you do nowadays. It must be awful seeing my face huge on your TV. My next one is the Empire line, and this is one that my husband pointed out to me. Now, if men are noticing this, that it is not an attractive shape for women our age, that says something. His point is they come out from underneath the bust and just come out in this huge, great waft of material. So they're making us look larger than we actually are, even if we're apple shaped. I know Empire line can feel safe because it's hiding everything, but what's actually happening when everything hangs from just under the bust, the eye sees one large shapeless mass from chest to hem, and it makes us look bigger, not smaller. He also said when you combine a poorly fitting bra with the Empire line, then everything is just heading south in a very unflattering manner. Now, if you've got a man in your life, ask them what they see on women over 50 that they find aging. I'd love to know. Let's put it in the comments. See a collection of male points of view. So again, what do I choose instead? It's back to that same point. Anything that acknowledges I've got a waist. Tops that I can tuck in, tops that I can belt. We're back to that relaxed shirt again. It solves this problem as well as the tunic problem. I love a relaxed fit sweater in the winter. I love a relaxed fit shirt in the summer. This is a relaxed fit sweater, for instance. I've just picked up from Marks & Spencer's. I've been putting it on Instagram and on YouTube Shorts. So many people have been interested in this. It's £18 and equivalent in various other countries. And I can link it for UK, Australia, Canada and the USA. And if you want a link as well and you're from another country, let me know in the comments. I can link it for you. They do these in a variety of colours and I find they last for years. I've just picked this up in the sky blue. Love this colour blue, and from the comments I've been getting on other social media, so are you. Now when it comes down to dresses, if you are concerned about your belly, there's far better options than an Empire line. Have a look for a wrap, have a look for a shirt dress, and put the belt, because you will have a waist, just put the belt where you come in slightly, and then it will fall where your natural waist is, and not up under your bust. With a wrap dress, you've got that lovely elongating V as well as part of the structure of the wrap dress. An A-line dress with a defined waist, where it then shoots out from underneath that waist, that covers your belly, but it acknowledges you've got a waist because you've got some shape there. You've got more of a slim line at the top and then a sweep out. The key is to have that waist definition. I'll put links for a variety of things in the description box, of course. Bold florals. How often do we see those if we go into a shop for women our age? Now, I love a floral on a cushion and on a curtain, but I say if it looks like a curtain, it is a curtain. Aging florals often have a beigey, dusty undertone, and they're also often combined with one of these shapeless garments. A print I do love, and sometimes there are florals, is Bowden's, and for some reason they managed to get over this element of frumpiness around their prints. The way they make their prints more youthful is by using high contrast, mixing prints with geometrics, and they put those prints on modern shapes, like shirt dresses with a belt, items with collars, modern cuts. So my rule is, if I can see it in my sitting room, I'll leave it in my sitting room and wear instead. I love Bowden prints, as I said, so I'll wear those, but I'll wear stripes. Matching sets that you might see at the shops for women our age, and this still does happen. And when I say a matching set, I'm talking about a set that's got a top and then a matching necklace. Now, yes, I've fallen for that. I thought, oh, how convenient. I will buy that whole set, then I know it all goes together. Marks and Spencer's used to do this. 10 years ago, we used to get dresses, a little wrap in the summer, and a necklace. A really convenient way to shop for an outfit to go on your summer vacation. But they look incredibly dated now. They look like we've bought a costume, and perhaps I had bought a costume. The key to style is putting the outfit together for yourself. The items that all go together. Using your own personality and character and memories from jewellery. When you wear a matching set, you grabbed it off a hanger. There's no personality in that outfit. And often those jewellery items are plasticky and cheap looking. The plastic of that jewel necklace matches exactly a flower in the top. And it screams, I came with the top because I match it perfectly. It doesn't look like a carefully chosen piece that's got your individuality. So drop the package deals. Instead, pick your jewellery and your pieces for your own personality, your own character. Rummage through your wardrobe and think about what you think in your collection will go with the outfit. Play with mix and match, dress high and low, wear pearls with a sweatshirt, which I'm loving these days. Buy pieces for their uniqueness and put them together for character. Another great one I fell for, and I was a bit of an addict on this, I must admit. Those souvenir scarves, the bulky neck scarves that weren't keeping you warm, they're just decorative. And people do still wear these, and they are still sold. They're sold generally in the touristy shops. Now, I could not go to a National Trust shop without going in and buying a scarf. The bulky, thin scarf that did nothing very much other than we wore them with sweat. Don't they make us look bigger if we wear those? It's very 2006. This is when they were very common. Actually, it was a bit of a trend at the time as well. What we are seeing now, which I'm absolutely adoring, is the neck scarf. And in 2025, we were wearing them as short little neck scarves that came to about here. For 2026, they're slightly longer, still a little neck scarf, still thin, but they're coming down just a little bit longer down to here. So that's what we're starting to see in the shops. So I've just bought this one from Marks and Spencer's. You can see how it's long and slim. If I was to put it around my neck, you can see where it's going to land when it's done up. There, you see there instead of up here. If you have followed my videos for a while, you may well have bought that shirt that I love from JW Anderson in this colour. Doesn't that go beautifully with it? You can see this open with a scoop neck vest underneath. I will link some for you so you can get this type of look, but then pop this scarf over it. Now, moving from some accessories down to our foundations, how about denim? And those very straight, narrow jeans don't do us any favours. They tend to exaggerate our hips, and our hips may be not what they used to be. When we're younger, maybe we want our rear showing and showing it off. It might be lovely and pert. I don't know about you, but mine certainly dropped, so I don't particularly want my rear shown in quite such a tight way. And they're very 2000s as well. Just like with tops, the shapes we're looking for now are more relaxed. So a relaxed straight is fantastic, not one that's going to hug the rear. Then we've also got wide fit as well, not extremely wide. It can look counterintuitive when we're a certain age to be going for the extremes of fashion. Barrel, but again, not the extreme. And luckily the trend is actually going more towards a narrower barrel and carrot and lantern shape as well. So if you like trends, try those, but if not, then just stick to your wider leg straight jean. You know, your boyfriend, your girlfriend shape. But the crucial piece is that they must fit properly. Do you know your inside leg? I measured mine and I was very surprised to find it's 24.5 inches, which is tiny, isn't it? So take your measurements. Understand what rise you like as well. Get some jeans that you really enjoy wearing that fall at the right point on your waistline, and measure that rise. Talking about rise, low rise in a skirt, jeans, trousers, not for me. And sadly, they're coming back in on trend, I know. Ugh. But I'm not falling for it. I did that, I fell for it, but they are not waist defining, they're hip defining. They made my hips look like a rectangular oblong box. And my waist was way up here being covered up by a shirt. So give us muffin tops. They give us what we call in the UK builder's bum. So as soon as we sit down, we've got a gape there. Then we're pulling our tops down to make sure that our top is covering up that gape. They gape around the belt line when we sit down. So there's a gape downwards, 2 or 3 inches. Admittedly, if you are low-waisted, a low rise is going to work for you, but it's going to work for you because it's actually making that rise fall at your natural waistline. I find mid-rise, high-rise are so much more flattering. Now, with a high-rise, I will not have a high elastane content, because what happens there is then our stomach bulges beneath the waistband, quite rounding, because that high elastane content gives us stretch and stretches across and rather than holding us in. Now here's a bonus one, and that is ensuring you are wearing the right bra. It's not dated. So the thing about a bra is, okay, you don't see it, but it affects everything else we're wearing. When you first get a bra, you're doing it up, maybe on the first 1 or 2 rows of clips. Once you get to there, because as it ages, you find yourself clipping it up further along, you've pretty well come to the end of the life of the bra. So that's one clue that it might have had its day. The other is if you find yourself, your chest hanging up down around your belly, that's another clue. So get properly fitted, get an update on your fitting, refresh your bras, buy new to replace those ones that have had their day. A good bra is like the foundations of a house. It's just going to make everything else more supported. The other thing I look for is bras that don't show through clothes. I don't like that sharp edging on a bra, and so the ones that I wear, the only ones I wear nowadays is the ones from Comfili, and that's not a sponsored video. I'm just saying these are the ones that I just absolutely live in. And one of the reasons is not only because they're very good supporting, they're comfortable, they're not underwired, but they give support, but because there's no harsh lines here, so we can't see it underneath a slim fit sweater or a skimming sweater like this one, or a t-shirt in the summer. I'm not showing a harsh line at the edge of my bra. Now, I do know that a lot of you like to shop off Amazon, so what I'll do is link these ones that I like from Amazon so as you can shop those. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, well, what any man in your life says about women our age and what we wear, but also what you find aging. And have you made any of these mistakes? Has this persuaded you that maybe actually you need to go and have a look through your wardrobe and have a bit of a declutter? If you found this video helpful, as usual, please do give it a thumbs up. That does help to spread it.